The Fast and Furious franchise stands out for multiple reasons, but perhaps the most impressive factor is how a simple action-packed street racing story arc turned out to be a long-drawn drama. The series keeps throwing up surprises, and from presumed dead characters coming back, villains turning to heroes, and cars getting fancier by the day. The intensity is far from over. The recent release of Fast X has proven just how entertaining the franchise can get, but there have always been a few unanswered questions and loose ends that continue to bother the fans, and randomly disappearing characters like Owen Shaw certainly don't make things better. In this video, we will look back at one of the most prolific villains in the franchise and explore why his character vanished into thin air. Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin. Who is Owen Shaw? And how was he an integral part of the franchise? Owen Shaw is the brother of Deckard Shaw and Hattie Shaw, both of whom had an unforgettable part to play in the Fast and Furious franchise. He was born in England and grew up with a great bond with his siblings. Deckard was always the protective elder brother, and he taught Owen the code that a man must live by. Later, both Deckard and Owen joined the army, and Owen went on to become a major in the Special Air Service. His special skill included vehicular warfare, where he could handle some mean military vehicles, and his great knowledge of motor mechanics came in handy. After he was dishonorably discharged from the forces, he became a mercenary and performed some high-level heists across Europe. He became the target of some major intelligence agencies such as the CIA and the FBI, but he continued to evade their efforts to hunt him down. He joined forces with Arturo Braga, a renowned drug cartel leader played by John Ortiz, and Owen helped him expand his crime empire and track down police informants within his gang. He had sources all over the place, and it helped him to stay one step ahead of the intelligence agencies. Owen was the one to find out about Letty Ortiz being an informant in the Braga cartel, but when he realized that she had no memory of her past life, he took her under his wing instead of killing her. Owen Shaw was a resourceful man, and his relationship with a diplomatic security service agent named Riley Hicks helped him get a lot of inside information. He used his network to perform some of the most impossible heists across Berlin and Moscow, where the DSS agent Luke Hobbs tried to bring him down. Owen attacked a military convoy in Moscow and stole a satellite component, even though one of his valuable team members, Oaks, was captured in the process. Fast and Furious 6 probably has one of the most engaging story arcs featuring Owen Shaw, when Oaks was used by the Interpol to get to Owen. He anticipated the move and instead prepared one of the greatest setups of the franchise. He allowed himself to be tracked down and made the security forces walk right into his trap before he triggered an explosion to immobilize most of the forces. When Hobbs and Dominic went after him, Owen showed his innovative driving skills, and the specialized flip-up extension in his car could launch cars in his path into the air. He managed to escape with a little help from Letty, and it was here that Owen learned about Letty's past involvement with Dominic. However, he continued to trust her and believed her when she said that she could not recollect her association with Dominic. After some further conspiracies, Owen had this iconic moment with Dominic where the two squared up against each other in their cars. Later, in his pursuit of getting the powerful computer processing unit, Owen Shaw got Mia Toretto, Dominic's sister, kidnapped. When he realized that the system was inside a tank, he sent his men to infiltrate a NATO base and commandeered the tank himself. He caused great destruction and chaos on the highway filled with civilians, and it was quite a sight watching him crash over vehicles and anyone in the way. However, this time he could not pull off the heist and was arrested. Owen Shaw could not be held for long, and Hobbs had to allow him to escape with his team after he explained how he had the upper hand by kidnapping Dominic's sister, Mia. His pursuit for the computer system continued, and in a breathtaking climactic moment, Dominic and Owen Shaw had an epic confrontation in an aircraft. Dominic managed to escape in a car and the computer system, and Owen was unable to leave unhurt after being thrown down from the plane. In Furious 7, we got to see the toll that the accident took on Owen Shaw, and he was hospitalized from serious injuries and in a comatose state. His brother Deckard learned about all that had happened, and he planned to avenge his brother and kill everyone responsible for his condition. Owen Shaw's final appearance came in The Fate of the Furious, where he was shown to have recovered from his injuries. He was placed in a black site prison, but Dominic was aware of his location, and he agreed to help him get out in return for cooperation from his mother Magdalene. Deckard stepped in and reconciled his brother with his mother, but in another nail-biting twist, Cypher, the legendary cyber-terrorist of the franchise, managed to parachute out of an airplane, which also contained Owen. He was unperturbed and ordered the pilot to land, holding him at gunpoint. This is where his character became shrouded in mystery, and no clear conclusion was provided as to what happened to him. Why did Owen Shaw not appear in Hobbs & Shaw? When the first spin-off project, Hobbs & Shaw, was released, fans were surprised to notice the absence of Owen Shaw from the mix of things. His presence seemed likely in a world of Shaw and Hobbs, and we expected a major role for him in the movie. Not only did he not show up, his name was rarely brought up, and the narrative didn't even make it clear if he was still alive or dead. While many were left baffled, director David Leitch cleared the air around the unexpected missing character. He admitted that there was no room to bring in more characters, especially with the introduction of some new characters like Hattie Shaw, played by Vanessa Kirby. He said that forcibly including Owen Shaw would have affected the world building that he was intending around the families. However, he was also quick to dismiss the fan theories that suggested that Deckard was forced to kill his brother. In fact, the director suggested that all is not lost for Owen Shaw, and that he might just be brought back for a Shaw standalone movie, which might be a distant possibility as of now. Could Owen Shaw be dead? The Fast and Furious franchise has this interesting habit of not killing off the main antagonists, and this leaves a lot of room for speculation, even if the character is presumed to be dead. As for Owen Shaw, the last time he was seen in the franchise, he was alive and well, and there is no reason to believe that he has been killed off-screen, especially because the narrative never suggests anything on those lines. In The Fate of the Furious, the ending did not give any concrete evidence of his fate, and he was seen holding the pilot of Cypher's plane at gunpoint and ordering him to land. However, there was a line in Hobbs & Shaw that led many into believing that Owen Shaw's character could be dead. In this scene, Deckard yelled out at Brixton and lamented how the latter made him kill his own brother, but we believe otherwise. The director's clarifications aside, it seemed quite unlikely that Brixton was responsible for Deckard killing his own brother. The more likely possibility is that he was referring to Brixton himself, who was once very close to him, and this past bonhomie made it difficult for him to fight Brixton in the climactic moments of the movie.
Nice plane. I'm going to enjoy having this.
Hey, don't go getting any ideas. You and planes don't have a...
When can we see him next? The recently released Fast X does not feature Owen Shaw, and this is probably because he wouldn't have been able to take center stage as the main villain. There is really no point in bringing back an important character in a half-baked fashion, but that doesn't mean that all doors are closed on Owen Shaw's return. If a Shaw standalone movie indeed sees the light of day, we can expect to see him back, and that would be a nostalgic throwback for the fans. But such a project might not be on the cards anytime soon. But given the overwhelming popularity of the franchise, it does not seem so impossible as well. So let's keep our fingers crossed and hope for an extended run for the series that has entertained us for over 2 decades. Do let us know in the comments below about your thoughts on Owen Shaw and why you think the franchise has been ignoring him of late. Also, tell us about your thoughts on the new release and which upcoming Fast and Furious project excites you the most.